Hello, Pisces. Welcome to Intuitive Gems. My name is Desiree, and I'm going to be doing your money, wealth, finance, prosperity, abundance reading for the month of April 2020. I hope you all are staying well and doing the best we can in the current situation. I apologize for my dog barking in the background. Hopefully she will calm down. For the readings this month, I'm going to be using my Morgan Greer Tarot deck. For clarifiers, I will be using my Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot deck. And then, Pisces, I'm going to end your reading with a Chakra Oracle card. If you are new to my channel, again, I do want to welcome you and I invite you to subscribe because I do these readings each and every month and I would love to share your money message with you. All right, Pisces, let's go ahead and get right into it. Now, if you are not familiar with how I read cards, I do want to let you know that I read jumper cards, which means sometimes when you see me shuffling, you will see cards literally fly out of the deck. They will flip over like that one did. And those are the cards that I choose to read because I believe that there's something there that needs to be acknowledged and needs to be, brought to our attention. So let's go ahead and get right into it. All right, so what do we need to know for the sign of Pisces as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance? For the month of April 2020, you can see the cards didn't waste any time speaking to us. So let's go ahead and get everything here. All right, Pisces. Pisces, you're in your feelings. I can see that very clearly. You're feeling very emotional. If you're not feeling that way now, you will be feeling that way once we move into the first week of April. Okay, so let's take a look at what's going on. We have the Fool card, Empress upright, also that Three of Swords upright, King of Pentacles, Tower, reverse, Five of Cups in the upright position. The Fool card in the upright tells me that you are really kind of navigating your way through some changes that you have decided to make. And even though you don't totally feel like you have all the answers or that you even really know what you're doing or how to do it or, if you're even doing things the right way, you're moving forward anyway. And this is kind of scary because there's a lot of unknown right now. But the good thing is that because you are so tenacious and you are so focused on moving ahead, it's going to pay off. Ideas are going to come to you, opportunities are going to flow to you, and you're going to feel like you are making progress. Even though things are so uncertain and things feel so overwhelming, just trust that you're starting to plant the seeds of things that are going to pay off later on. Things may not seem like they're happening right now, but you have to trust that you are taking steps in the right direction and they are going to pay off. You may not see that payoff right away, but trust that the payoff is coming. And I can tell that just by looking at the next card, which is the Empress card. The Empress card is all about creativity, growth, new projects, things progressing at a slow rate. Also things moving forward in their own time and in their own way. The Empress card sometimes is about pregnancy. She's also about nurturing. She's also about that maternal energy. But I feel like this is more along the lines of creativity and really blossoming into something new or something that you just didn't expect. And you start to see things turn around and shift in their own way, like I said, and in their own time. Now, we also have the Three of Swords here. The Three of Swords tells me that, like I said, you're really in your feelings. You could be maybe going through some emotional ups and downs, and that's normal and to be expected with everything that's going on right now. And the other thing too is like you could also be going through some emotional purging. Sometimes when people go through certain circumstances, crises, trauma, when they have time to really be still, that's when things will come up. And I feel like for you, Pisces, that things are going to start coming up for you emotionally. Some things may make you uncomfortable. Some things may feel a bit scary. But, it's all part of the healing process. You will be going through some emotional purges, some emotional releasing, and also some emotional healing. Now we have the King of Pentacles and the Tower, both in the reverse position. The King of Pentacles tells me that you're really, really nervous and you're overwhelmed as far as what decisions to make financially. Again, I find that to be pretty much in alignment with what everyone's going through right now. So it's not that you don't have money, and it's not that you're losing money, but you're just really concerned about, how do I keep the money I have now? How do I make decisions so my money grows? How do I not lose any money? Okay, and that's, like I said, that's a very normal place to be considering what we're all going through right now. The Tower card in the reverse tells me that the worst is over. This is actually very positive when the Tower shows up in the reverse. It means that the worst is over. It means that you're already starting to rebuild. You're already starting to reevaluate, and you're already starting to kind of put things in place that are going to serve you in the future, just like we talked about with the Fool and the Empress. So the Tower card means that you kind of have already gone through that phase of literally tearing things down, or things have already kind of fallen apart in a way that you can't control, but the worst of that is over. You are now at the phase of rebuilding and just kind of redistributing your talents, your wealth, your experience, your abilities, and you are really making a conscious decision to kind of put things in the place they need to be, so you feel secure, so you feel profitable, and so you make decisions, and so you have the power to control what you can control. And you're really going to be feeling that in that first week of April. Finally, we have the Five of Cups in the upright position. And the Five of Cups sometimes is about feeling regret or feeling loss. And sometimes we can control this, sometimes we can't. And I'm not going to tell you, Pisces, don't feel like you did something wrong, or don't feel like you made a mistake, or don't feel regret, or don't feel sad. I believe that we all have the responsibility to kind of feel how we feel without judgment or without worry. And I'm going to say that when I see this Five of Cups here, that you just really need to acknowledge and accept your own emotional ups and downs. If that means you feel sad, allow yourself to feel sad. If that means you feel overwhelmed, allow yourself to feel overwhelmed. I think sometimes we get into trouble when we bypass certain emotions, and then what happens is that they come up or they show up in other ways. And I don't want you to feel guilty if you feel any kind of way, because, it's who you are. It's part of your own spiritual being. It could be part of your own spiritual growth as well. So, we're just going to trust that our feelings are valid. We're not going to judge them. And we're not going to, feel guilty or feel like, we could have done something better. We could have, shoulda, woulda, we're letting that go. And we're really making the decision to just kind of stand in our feelings for however long we need to. So what else do we need to know for the sign of Pisces as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of April 2020? What do we need to know for the sign of Pisces? What do we need to know for Pisces for April 2020? All right, Pisces. Now, by the time we move into the second week of April, you're going to start seeing some huge changes, especially as it relates to your finances, to your money, to your job, to your work, to your business, even to your investments on some level. The Death card in the reverse talks about big changes that are happening that are not necessarily in our control. The other thing about the Death card in the reverse position, sometimes it means that certain changes are starting to take place, and we may not necessarily like the direction that things are going, but we have to trust and let things play out, okay? Don't make decisions and don't make assumptions too soon, because changes that are definitely going to kind of, I want to say reinvigorate, but I don't know if that's the right word. It's like changes are coming that are going to kind of shift you into a different place. And it's going to feel like everything's going wrong, and it's going to feel like things are just not working, and that you don't like what's happening. But you have to trust that when the dust settles, things are going to be much more clear. You're going to have a lot more power and control, and you're also going to be able to kind of manipulate situations and circumstances in a way that benefits you, okay? So just embrace the change and just kind of roll with it, especially as we move into that second week of April, because I can assure you the changes are not going to feel good in the beginning, but as we move through it, the changes are actually going to be quite beneficial. And I can say that because the next card is the Strength card in the upright position. And also too, because this Death card fell on the Fool and the Empress, it just means that, you know, at the beginning things are kind of messy, but as the end, you know, things just turn out quite beautifully. Now, the Strength card in the upright position tells me that you are going to go through a lot of releasing, and that's just going to empower you in more ways than one. You are going to have a lot of strength, and I'm feeling like this is more mental strength, which means you're going to be making better decisions as it relates to your money. Now, you're also going to have to make a lot of decisions as it relates to your work and your career. You're going to really feel like you're kind of limited in options at first, but just know that once you decide to make a decision and you commit to it, again, you have that tenacity to see it through. And again, it will pay off. It's not going to be something that sets you back. The decisions and the strength that you use to pursue those decisions are definitely going to help you with your money. Now we have the Chariot here. The Chariot sometimes talks about being pulled in two different directions. Now, when we're being pulled in two different directions, sometimes we can control that and sometimes we can't. The Chariot is also about speed, and sometimes when he shows up in the reverse, it means that things are not happening quickly, but it doesn't mean they're not happening at all. So just kind of embrace the uncertainty of timing right now. You know, I give you general guidelines as far as when I see these energetic shifts happening, but sometimes as far as concrete things happening as it relates to your money and your finances cannot be predicted down to the minute or down to the exact specific detail. The Chariot card too also talks about sometimes we go in a direction that we did not anticipate to go, and we kind of do a complete turnaround or a complete a 180. You know, it's like we set out on one path and then something else comes up and we decide to take an alternative route. So I have a feeling that you're going to be kind of moving back and forth between several things as we move throughout the month of April, because you're trying to figure out what's the best fit for you, what's going to be the most profitable, and what is going to be the best investment of your time and energy. Now we also have the Two of Wands here. You're putting off long-term decisions, and I think that's a very smart thing to do. As we move into that second week of April, you're not going to be making decisions, future decisions. You've decided to kind of put things on hold, and I think that's good because none of us know exactly what the long-term effects are of our current economy and our current situation. So you make the decision very clearly to put future decisions on hold. Now we also have the Eight of Cups here, which tells me that you're going to be walking away from something. I have a feeling this is something work related. Not that you're not going to get fired. That's not what I'm seeing. But I do see you kind of walking away from something and moving away from something that just doesn't serve you, Pisces. Now, this is a decision you make for your own benefit, and it doesn't necessarily mean you're walking away from a job, but it could mean that you're walking away from a business. It could mean that you're walking away from some investments. It could also mean that you're just walking away from something that just does not serve you, or something that you never really enjoyed and were never really passionate about. And so you can walk away with a clear conscience of not feeling like you're doing someone or something a disservice by leaving. It's like you're cutting the tie pretty confidently, knowing that you're going to be okay. And you're giving yourself the opportunity to explore something that does excite you, something that challenges you in a new, positive, and exciting way. And also, too, it's just you kind of being in control, and you deciding that I'm ready to move on, I'm ready to do something different. Now is the perfect time. I have the opportunity, and I'm going to take it. So let's go ahead and clarify and see what else is showing up for you, Pisces, for the month of April 2020. What's going on? What do we need to know? For the sign of Pisces, as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance. For the month of April 2020. All right, Pisces, so the nice thing is that opportunities and work is going to continue to come in. However, not everything is going to be exciting. Not everything is going to be stuff that floats your boat, so to speak. We have the Five of Cups. Now, remember, we saw that Five of Cups here. And this is about acknowledging how you feel and not labeling, not labeling things as good, bad, right, wrong. If you feel a certain way, allow yourself to have those feelings, good, bad, or anything in between. It's all about that self-care, and it's also about emotional care, taking care of our emotions, taking care of our emotional health as well as our mental health. Now we have the Seven of Pentacles here in the upright position. This tells me that work is coming in for you. Whatever it is, whatever type of business, job, industry you're in, things probably were slow, maybe a week or 2 weeks ago, but work is going to come in. Now, the thing about the Seven of Pentacles, it means work is coming in, the opportunity is there for you to make money, but it's maybe not in the most exciting way. Maybe it's just something you do just to pay the bills until something better comes along. Now we have the Knight of Pentacles here, or the Knight of Cups here, I'm sorry. The Knight of Cups here is all about, again, someone or something coming to your rescue. The Knight of Cups, too, it's also about speed. It means that there's going to be something coming in that, or someone coming in who helps you. You're going to get support. You're going to get some type of a rescue. You're probably going through something, whether it be professional or personal, but there is someone or something coming to assist you. Okay, accept the help when it shows up, because this is exactly what you've been waiting for, and on many different levels, this is exactly what you've been needing and feeling like you need. Okay, so this is going to be roughly in that second half of April. You're going to see that, oh wow, things are showing up for me. Someone is showing up for me. The support I need is here. And like I said, accept it and use it to your advantage. Now we have the Strength card here. Remember, we also had the Strength card here. Again, you have that tenacity and you have that drive to continue to work, to hustle, to grind, whatever it is that you need to do. And you're not giving up. You're not sitting back, chilling out. You are being very proactive. Also, too, this tells me that you also have the stamina to keep going. Some people are getting very depressed right now. Pisces, I don't see that for you. I see you actually embracing this opportunity. Now, things may not always be perfect and things may not always feel good, but that doesn't deter you from doing what you feel you need to do at this time. This is going to pay off for you in a big way. As long as you're consistent, as long as you're determined, and like I said, as long as you stay the course, ride things out, it is going to benefit you. Now we have the Eight of Pentacles here, Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Sometimes this is a card about getting overwhelmed with work. Now when it's in the reverse position, it tells me that you're kind of in a comfortable spot as it relates to work, income, business, making money, side hustles, that type of thing. As we move towards the second half of April, things are going to let up a little bit. In other words, things aren't going to feel so tight financially. Things are not going to feel like it's just, how things where you have to budget every little penny. Things are just really going to start to feel like you can breathe again, like you have time and you have the money to kind of take a breath and kind of not feel so stressed. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that, work is going to stop, but it does mean like you're just not going to have that overwhelmed and you're not going to be super, super busy. Also, we have the Three of Pentacles here. This is someone recognizing you for your work, your talents, your skills, your experience, your abilities. People do take notice of you, and people are going to start reaching out, calling you, wanting to book some time with you, wanting to hire you for your services. People do see that you are someone who knows his or her stuff. And people are impressed by that. They're impressed by your skill. They're also impressed by your talent, and they want to tap into it. Now, make sure you are charging appropriately for people who are interested in working with you, because they're going to show up, and everyone's looking for a deal nowadays. But don't ever sell yourself short, Pisces. Just because someone, flatters you doesn't mean necessarily that you have to give them a deal. All right, let's see, what else do we need to know for the sign of Pisces as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of April 2020. Okay. I thought another card flipped over, but it didn't. Okay. All right, Pisces, as we move towards the end of April, you're going to see a lot of people are going to show up. And now this is going to be both in a professional and personal nature. I say that because I see a lot of personalities kind of coming through this last row of cards here, but we'll get to that as we move through it. So I have the Four of Wands upright, Six of Wands reverse. Then we have Page of Wands, Queen of Swords, Two of Cups, and the Four of Pentacles, all in the upright position. Four of Wands, this is all about stability, foundation. This is also the marriage card, which is very exciting for those of you who are looking to get married, or who may be in relationships. And that is the next logical step in your relationship. But because we're focused on money, finances, and that type of thing, I'm feeling like this is going to be a coming together of a professional relationship in some way, or it's going to be the start, the foundation of a professional venture, of a business venture, of a business opportunity. There's something that's going to start and something that's going to come together in a very unique and magnificent way. And that's going to definitely be something that you are going to be on board with. It could be starting a brand new business, but I'm feeling like it's something where you're not building a business from scratch. This is more about something that's kind of already established, and you are going to be one of the people who could be the pioneers of this particular project or this particular venture. It could also be something where maybe a new aspect of something that already exists. And I'm saying that because I'm getting the word store, like, maybe a new franchise, maybe you decide to open a store. Maybe you already have a successful business online and you want to go to a brick and mortar, or, maybe vice versa. You have a very successful brick and mortar and now you're moving everything online. But there's definitely going to be some type of new foundation, new stability in your work or in your business that wasn't obvious before, but now it's starting to show up as another level or another layer of income for you. Now we also have the Six of Wands here in the reverse position. Now, this means that you're not exactly excited about attention that could be coming your way. Now, I love this card because this card is all about recognition, being acknowledged, winning awards, being in the spotlight. But when it shows up in the reverse, all of those things are true. But you, Pisces, are kind of shying away from being the center of attention, or you're shying away from being in the spotlight. It's like it kind of throws you off to kind of have all these people suddenly, looking at you and following you and wanting to be with you. But it's something that you're going to have to embrace, because as you continue to move forward and get more successful in your work, you are going to be getting recognition for that, and it's going to be very, very good. So learn to be comfortable with that. Now we have the Page of Wands here. This means a positive message, news, and information as it relates to your work is going to come to you towards the end of April. You're going to get some good news as it relates to your work or to your business. We also have the Queen of Swords here. Now the Queen of Swords is all about eliminating what is unnecessary. She has a very cut through the BS type of energy, and I have a feeling that you're going to be going through that probably towards the end of April, where Pisces, you are just ready to let things go. You're not tolerating any BS, any nonsense. You're not wasting any time. And if it means cutting off people, or if it means cutting off certain situations, you're very willing to do that. And you do that in a very positive way. We also have the Two of Cups here. This is a divine union. This is coming together of something or someone. Sometimes it means relationships, but again, because we're talking about money, I do feel like there is going to be some type of a connection made for you as it relates to money, business, and finances. You either decide to partner with somebody, or maybe you, as your business works with another business and you do some type of a collaboration. There is going to be a joining together of some sort, and it's going to be very, very profitable. Now, finally, we have the Four of Pentacles, Pisces, and this is all about being very cautious and meticulous with your money and with your finances. Pay attention to every penny, every receipt, every bank statement, every check. Make sure you are on top of your money. Make sure you are on top of your finances. If you are keeping yourself to a strict budget, again, just pay attention to those numbers. Sometimes people see this as the card of either being a penny pincher or being very, very greedy. I don't really see that. I see this as just someone who has money and they don't want to waste it. Who does? And those of us who are trying to be more responsible or more financially literate, this is a good card to show up, because it just kind of reminds us, pay attention. Pay attention to the big things as well as the little things. Overall, Pisces, you're going to have a very, it's going to be a very emotionally fluid month. I'll say it that way. The beginning of the month kind of starts off with you just really in your feelings and feeling a little bit of emotional overwhelm, but you work through it as we move through the month. As we get into that second half of April, you're going to see that a lot of things start showing up for you. Money, support, information, connections. It's all happening for you, especially in the second half of April. So get ready for it. All right, Pisces. So let's go ahead and close out your reading with a Chakra Oracle card. All right, and you got the Crown Chakra, number 51. This is all about oneness. And I think this is pretty fitting considering what we're all going through right now. Focus on your crown chakra for the month of April. And this oneness, we really are in this together. We are not separate, even though as physical beings we may be, but spiritually we are all connected. And some people even believe that we are all connected ancestrally as well. All right, Pisces, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it was helpful. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or observations, feel free to leave those down below. And if you would like to get a private reading, I will have that information linked in the description for you as well. All right, Pisces, thank you so much for spending this time with me. We'll do it all again next month.